So it looks like what we need to do is find the missing side. So let's use tangent. So we're going to go tan of 8 equals t over 82. Multiply both sides by 82. So 82 tan 8. Pick up my calculator. 82 tan 8. Rounded to the nearest, 1152. So t equals 11.52. Okay. Let's do the next one. Tan of 75 equals 12 over p. Multiply both sides by p, just like you did before. Now you get p tan 75 equals 12. Problem is the p isn't by itself, so divide by tan 75, divide by tan 75. So take that and put that in the calculator. 12 divided by tan 75. And it's 3.22. So p equals 3.22. Do the next one. Tan of 68 equals 60 over b. Multiply both sides by b. b tan 68 equals 60. Divide by tan 68. Plug that into the calculator. And I get b equals 24.24. Okay. All right, so they want the equation of the line that has a y-intercept of 4. So I know that if it has the y-intercept of 4, it's y equals something x plus 4. So all I have to find is the slope. Well, everything is a slope ratio. So if slope ratio, I'm just going to go tan of 25 in my calculator. Tan of 25 in my calculator. And it's 0.46, which is 0.47. Done. Okay? And I can graph this by going up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can go up 0.47. 0.47 is about a half. So up a half, right one. Up a half, right one. Okay. All right, I'm trying to find two numbers that multiply and add. 5 times negative 5 is negative 25, and when I add them, I get 0. 8 times negative 2 is negative 16, and when I add it, I get 6. What number, when I add it, I get 9, and that's 15. And when I multiply, it's negative 90. Two numbers that multiply to get negative 20 and add to negative 19 are negative 19 and negative 1. All right, expected value, 1/4, 1/4, 1/2. So 1/4 times negative 3 plus 1/4 times 10 plus 1/2 times 6. That's negative 3/4, which is negative 0.75. Because I can do some of this in my head. Plus 10/4, which is 5/2. And if I know that, I know that that's 2.5 plus 3. So if I have $3 and I add $2.50, I now have $5.50. And if I take away 75 cents, I have $4.75. Try to use money. Money makes things easier, at least for me. Go to the next page. This line equals 180 degrees. So 4x minus 3 plus 3x plus 1 equals 180. Put them together. 7x minus 2 equals 180. Add 2. 7x equals 182. Divide by 7. 182 divided by 7 is 26. Okay. All right, so I know this one is congruent to this one. And then based on vertical angles. And then based on corresponding, this is bottom right and this is bottom right. So those are congruent. That means these two are equal. I got a 50% shot. It's either going to equal 180, which means it's a line. So a line equals 180. Or it's the idea that I can use to see if they're congruent. So that's congruent to that, vertical angles. That's congruent to that, corresponding. Therefore, that is equal to that. Move this over here. Move this over here. 3x equals 15 divided by 3. X equals 5. I know that a triangle equals 180 degrees. So I'm going to add all those together, but I'm too lazy to write it actually that's not lazy, but I don't feel like writing it horizontally, so I'm going to write it vertically. It's easier for my brain. 4 plus 1 plus 3. See, 27, 37 plus 40 equals 180. And then solve minus 40. I get 8x equals 140, divide by 8. This has got to be no problem for you. X equals 17.5. The only mistake you should make is because you're going too fast and you make a silly mistake. Okay, all right. I know that this is 90 and that's 40. That means this is 50 because 90 plus 40 plus 50 equals 180. I also know that a line equals 180 degrees, a linear pair. So 4x minus 10 plus 50 equals 180. Put those two together. Then minus 40. 4x equals 140. Divide by 4. X equals 35. Okay? All right. Last one. She wants her new figure to be half as long. So if it's half as long, that means you're dividing by 2. So that would be an 8, and half of 11 is 5.5. What scale factor should she use? 1/2, because you're multiplying by 1/2, or times 0.5. What are the dimensions of her new figure? 8 by 5.5. She ended up with a shape congruent to the original parallelogram. What is the ratio between? Okay, if it's congruent, it means it's exactly the same, which means the ratio is 1:1, because it's exactly the same. 1611 and 1611. Let's see, every parallelogram with adjacent sides measuring 11 and 16 will be congruent to the parallelogram above. So let's see. No, because it could be a rectangle, and a rectangle could be 11 and 16, and that's not a parallelogram. That's your homework.